Oh, let's do it again, but different. Or the same. It Plating Seal Daedalus. Ragefell Arcus. Consume Seraph. Colors swapped around, so Hornbreaker Prince with regen. 2 Fortifiers, 2 Vinegrass, and an Impish Scholar. So Impish Scholar loses a lot of value when it's Consume Seraph. Yeah, you get something back. Oh. Same but different, but still same. It's starting to feel like that. Even though we have 5 new heroes, it's really starting to feel but same. But still same. The 5 news, not a good relative word anymore. The nice micro. Cloak is strange with Resto Debt. You do get the heal. I can't remember what happens. I can't remember the order either. Cloak goes off first. Is it? No, Cloak goes off second. Cloak goes off first. Right? So, if you heal for 10, Priory's Cloak does 10 damage to the front unit, and then you do the difference in your hit points times 5 to the next enemy. Right? Not how much you healed for, despite the fact that Resto Detonation says how much you healed for. Because if you hit into a Wilt Wing, it only does half damage since you take the 5 damage return. And it's been reported, but they haven't fixed it. Also, you do, if you're on full health with a Awoken Hollow and Priory's Cloak, and you Resto Detonation, you deal 5 damage. Even though you're on full health when you use it. Oh, you don't need Priories for that, though. Well, I think Priories deals 1. And rest... Yeah, so you just need Resto, I guess. Resto on Awoken Hollow deals 5 damage on a 0 heal. I should check that on all the other heals. Does it deal 50 normally, or does it deal 55 normally? Huh. Anyway. Imp deck or... We have an imp. You can understand why it was coded like that? Or how? I think I know why. I think it's because of spell power. But why would you, like, because wouldn't you just be like, oh, like you use this card, and you'd be like, okay, I'm healing for 2, so let's send that 2 through to Priories. And then people will be like, oh, but what about overheals? Okay, we'll check for overheal. But then underheal, like... Unfortunately, it leads to misinformation, right? Or things not happening because you don't do enough damage. I kind of want to take Priories, but I think we were more likely to get imps than big heals. Or more likely to want imps than big heals. And we're going to be doing armor and stuff. And there we go. Maybe, but where it throws off RS Jackson is that the floating point text should determine what the damage output is, right? And so when you overheal, it only, I think it only shows 0. Like if you're full health and you put a heal on a unit, the floating point text comes up with 0, right? And that's what it should base and that's what the heal is, okay? And that's what the resto detonation should deal damage off, but it doesn't. It deals damage off a number that's different to that. So if you heal for 10 into a Wiltwing, and then the Wiltwing deals 5, you get a 10 green number and a 5 red number. And the resto detonation then does damage based on the difference between those two numbers, whereas the actual heal was 10. And it's two separate events. You heal, Priories kills a Wiltwing. Wiltwing does damage to you. You've already healed 10. Maybe it should have happened in the other order then. Maybe the heal should have gone off first. Or the resto det should have gone off first for 50. And then but it is what it is. I got thrown by it on a run and it cost me, like, I played the turn, I'm like, that didn't happen the way it should have, and we had to analyze it. And then the same thing happened to someone else, like the same week. It was really interesting. Enemies on each floor with Wrathful Prince. I'd rather him not die. I want the gold though. Greedy for the gold. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pedantics that I would argue is not accurate, because the action of being healed is just the healing component. Just because someone else came in and backstabbed you while the doctor's up the front healing you, it doesn't say at the end of the turn after you've played this, the difference between this and this is equal to this minus this. Add the number of spanners in your dad's toolkit and subtract the number of turns it takes to unlock a combination lock on a middle school student's 6th grade locker. It just says that healed versus it says the amount healed, and the amount healed is the green floating point text. Just because you took return damage from someone else's death, that's a different action. So it just feels bad when you deal 25 damage to something because of a thing. But a more important question is, do I kill 2 of these with a torch, or do I use a train steward to die? And they'll be doing 3 damage each. He doesn't attack this turn, which kind of sucks. I think I need to use the train steward then. ¿Por qué no los dos? I think a good rule of thumb with stuff like that is if you have to argue on a side of the fence that people are saying this doesn't make sense, why is it happening like this, and you have to try and explain something so simple to them where they go, I think I understand what you mean, maybe I can come around to it, you're probably arguing the wrong point. It's almost like people in Slay the Spire, the argument was, you can deal 0 damage to something. It's like, no, you can't. Dealing 0 damage is Like that's. Yeah. Yeah, I hit him. You hit him for 0 damage. No. Zero health, maybe. At any rate, we always kill one. Yeah, 6 Loudon's remarkable and his strikes deal 0 damage. I don't know. I think it's because of spell power. Because what would happen is, if you had 5 spell power, you'd heal for 5, and then the 15 coming off it because it's a spell damage would then be 20. So the easiest way to counter that was to be like, oh, let's just check the difference in health, because that way, the heal from Resto Debt, if it's a 10 on the card, is healing you for 15. It's not then spell powering across when it pulls 15 out. Which, you know, it's reasonable. I want to take both of these. I just want to play it and block. I just want to play it and draw. I don't know what I want to do with this. Play that. You jerk. Champ them back. Yeah. My brain hurts. I often wonder if I'm doing permanent damage with the amount of strategy games I play. I didn't have much brain power to start with. Champ does not get Slay there. I get a Slay. If I hit him twice, he goes to 25. If I hit him once, he goes to 25. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I think I wasted a torch. Oh, that's close. It's only close because I'm getting hit twice. So if I kill these guys, we don't get that kill. I'm not going to get that kill anyway. Yeah, Thorns is a Slay, Champion Beef. One of the easiest and ridiculous runs I had was I had Thorns and I got a Trample card from an event. So I was just champ and all the little things would die and then he'd go and murder everything. It was slightly powered. Actually, I've done that twice. The first time was pretty strong. Then they buffed him. Because way back at the start, everyone was complaining about how useless Wrathful Champ was. And meanwhile, those of us that knew how to play were like, he's not useless, he's really good. Everyone's like, no, he's useless, I can't win with him. And then they buffed him, and it was like, almost now you can't lose with him. You can still lose with him, though. What was the other one? We did it in a Hell Rush as well. I want to say it was Tymnos. I think it was Tymnos. I was doing a Hell Rush, and the Cycle of Life was offered at one of the events when we weren't playing as Awoken. And he Cycle of Life'd his champ and just won the whole thing. Hey, we've got an imp. Look, there's spikes. Let me just do that then. Seems good. Seems pretty good. Now, in case we don't draw spikes. I'm still letting him haste up, because otherwise the next row will haste up with them, and we'll be in trouble. Unless I draw something else to attack there, which we did. Oh, fudge. Brief respite. Soul Guard, Cold Soul Guard, and Wildwood Sap is pretty dumb. Endless Primordium and Razor Sharp. No, Intent, Eternal Fire Fade. With Snuffer. Yeah, okay. I mean, just in case. I don't know, what else was really broken at one stage? Not much. I'm going to deliberately not play that so I can use it as a draw later. 7 thugs on 1 floor. Yeah, that was pretty broken. Where's my spikes? So there's a problem with this strategy. I think I'm demonstrating that part of it really. Oh, there we go. That part of it's somewhat okay. Oh yeah, unconsume on Ice Storm. 20 plus consume and and unconsume on an Ice Storm. And then Gifts from a Guard on holdover. That does things. And that Super Stew really helped out here. I mean, Rage on and Adaptive Mutation. Although Rage and Umbra Champ don't work the same way. Which feels kind of bad. Draw. It's like draw's just too good, right? Yeah, I mean Sketches is always a play, yeah. Might take a brawler if I get offered it. So the Sycophants can be a bit of trouble normally, but with Wrathful, because you gain the armor for each one, Um, it's not too bad. They're all going to be on the same floor, though. That's pretty bad. We've got enough spots that I can stall the hasters. I normally don't like doing that because, yeah, if you miss this haster, then you've got a floor that's way too full. But we've got enough spot damage that I don't think it matters that much. Although I'm upset that I don't get the imp. Or the thing. If I kill 2, they go to 6. That's 12 damage now. If I kill another one, it's 12 damage. If I kill another one, it's 8. But we don't kill one, so it's 12. That's... Champ's better off. Yeah, gonna bottom deck both spike cards. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. I'm out by a factor there. Oops. So low. Could also be getting that if I wasn't having to kill those ones. Oh man, 2 off. Yeah. Big difference if we'd drawn our spikes really early versus really late. We made a huge difference here. Huge. Plus those haste dudes, they do 1 damage. So it's a nice way of buffing the rage on champ. And I shouldn't have gone for any of the hasters. Maybe shouldn't have taken the trial. I'll take an impox with the imp thing. I guess we just need more spike cards then, right? Or less other cards. Less other cards sounds good. Sweep but no sweeping. I need more rage. More rage. He's gonna have a lot of rage. Why welder after doubling armor? Did I double armor? That's double rage. Got him. Yeah. So we either need a trample from the event or a multi-strike. We can't double stack it because of reasons. Well, sometimes you just gotta draw gooder. Uh-huh. Yeah, one man gang for now, Thanos. The issue will be when we hit double heavies. You just can't deal with them. I mean, Spike's dealing extra damage is nice though. Yeah, Battering Ram had a thought behind it. Fleeting. That might help. Yeah. And very tempting to hit the other one. We might get him later. Yeah, so we don't need to worry about double heavies so much now. We probably still do a little bit. But between spike damage and then one shot with the pyre, we might be able to just sort of deal with leaks. Maybe I should just keep hitting myself since I'm going to be drawing that armor. I think that, yeah, that's what I should have done, was hit myself again. I just want to get this rage right up. This is where I'd consider taking the yeah, so if we see that bad event, the grog, I'd probably take the grog here. Oh, that's just rude. I can't play my Spike Boy. The sweeper. It's okay, we just want that damage now. The pool card would have been better. Then I could have... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Oh, get wrecked, idiot. And that also works. I like that little, put spikes on his guy so I could keep my spikes. Quite happy with how that one worked out. I have no idea who you're talking about. It might be because you said you couldn't spell their name, but... Let's just go with no. Valkyrie probably makes things easier. Huh. If only we could double our rage somehow. And play it deals more damage after you've played Imp in the Box. So it's worth considering. I don't know. I feel like I've got too many holdover cards. I should have duped the Spike guy. Well, the Spike guy wasn't good there. Spike guy's going to be good in future. I wonder if we only play 2 of the holdover spikes. Like the idea of having 3 is so we can get to them sooner, but then once we do, we just stop playing them. We get the double spike guy down. That way I can still keep taking draw. Yeah. Well, what I need to do is get... I need to get one of these... I need to get another sharpen card, put holdover on it, but not put a -1, right? And then they'll all cost 0 after I play the first one. And I'll have 1 energy to spare. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and get rid of these because they're bad. Just hold over everything. This feels like it's been a quick run. The decision making is not being very high. I don't need the money, and this one could hurt. Just because these guys do a lot of damage at the start. If you got spikes early, it would be worth it. If you don't get spikes early, you need to get spikes by turn 2. Let's just see what happens. That's all you gotta do is get spikes by turn 2. Because even though they do 10 damage, you get a huge amount of rage, which actually helps you win the fight. There we go. Because one of the biggest problems we have is not killing stuff fast enough. Right? But straight away now, we just gained 45 armor. Like 45 effective hit points and kill them. And we get hit 6 times. Now getting hit 6 times is a lot of rage. You mean turn 1? No, by turn 2. I don't care if one lot of them gets to the pyre, and 15 is not going to kill Prince. And these ones don't kill Prince because you get the slay as soon as they turn into thorns. So I mean turn 2. That's why I said turn 2, because that's what I meant. No, definitely we don't want to have it by turn 3. Turn 3 is too late. You probably lose the run if you get him on turn 3. And you can't get him on turn 3 because we have 23 cards in the deck and we draw 7 a turn and there's 3 of them. So you're going to draw 1 on... no, you're going to draw 1 on turn 3. You can't get him on turn 4. So, but turn 3 would have to be the really, really low odds anyway. That looks great. Do I slip this and double my rage now? Don't need double rage? Huh. Don't need double rage. This is a dead card then. No, in this combat it's a dead card. More spikes is more armor. I don't need more armor. Could get rid of a card. I could get rid of that card. Let's just play it. Don't need to bring any of those guys forward. Spikes intrinsic. Innate, yeah. Yeah. The downside is all the other runs where you don't want an innate card, you're now stuck with one. Or you're stuck with the option of getting one. And that reduces your chances of getting the other premium ones. I wonder if it would make it to... I heard somewhere that it was in the closed beta before they released, and they took it out because no one was taking it. Now, something else that was brought up, and as much as I'd love to claim this comment, it's not mine. It sounds very much like me. The response to that was, yeah, but their closed beta testers must have been awful because they're the guys they use to make the current changes before it goes to PTR. I had a huge chuckle when I heard that. So they, when you're using closed testers that aren't actually good at the game, you probably get bad data. That made me smile a lot, actually. Which is why they buffed Wrathful Champ, because clearly he needs it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, apparently that's what the rumor was that they had innate and people didn't take it. So I don't know if there's any truth behind that at all. I don't have silence to the boss? Oh no. What are we gonna do? I guess we'll just have to hit him twice. Yeah, innate does seem super strong, hey. So I actually do I actually want him? I don't think it matters. I'll see if I could one-tap him. So double heavies could still be a problem, but we have a lot of health. I'm gonna dupe the little dude. Right. So that with double heavies, we do a lot of spike damage to them, and then we get one shot in at the pyre with them because of... I have Hellbomb, right? Yeah, because I have Hellbomb. We do have Scourge Birds, though. So there is that issue. And we gotta make sure we double summons be nice. Axe Strips doesn't help. Sap Tap doesn't really help. Yeah, double summons. What could we do on the spells? We could make them cost 0. Can make one of them cost 0, that's all I can do, really. Probably if I'd come in here first, I could make 2 of them cost 0. I don't really care about that. Like permafrost or something, just so we can hold on to it until we're ready to play it, type of deal. To help burn. Maybe even like one of those, because then we can either play it or not play it. I just don't... I think for the most part it doesn't matter. Oh, that's interesting. Let's do it that way. I think extra damage is probably good. I mean, I want to keep everything. Let's just... Now it comes down to the whole bottom floor, top floor thing. Let's go top. It'd be better if I drew into that. The problem with the expensive torches and whatnot is that we can't sort of hit into ourselves. Well, that's a nice start. That gives us a little bit of rage. Lose all of those. I wonder if we need to... I think we need to be taking the... Now that we've got spikes, I think we need to be taking some of these Scourge Bird cards. There's one every turn though, and we get to the point that we're playing 3. That's probably too much. So instead of... instead of Molting Imp, just torch it. Yeah, that's fine. Just torch it. We'll get the rage and the stuff from those ones. Play that next turn. I could have played it this turn for an energy imp, but I think that's bad. Yeah, Transcendent would be okay. Although it'd kill off my entire line. And I kind of want these little birds, because these little birds give me armor and rage. Yeah, so that's amazing. Look at that. We gain 60 health. Seems alright. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can get an energy in. Okay, that's not bad. If I pull on him, he... Huh. It's like dealing 96 damage. If I pull on that guy, he comes to the front. And then the other one doesn't take much damage. It's kind of... Turns out the leaky's not too awful. Oh, I'm not going to get that guy. I'm going to get an imp either. I think we just dump our rage now. That little bit behind, taking one extra hit here and there. I think we make it though. $45. Come on. It's getting closer to killing that second heavy. We did it, chat. We did it. Can we get some BM happening? I would like to have played that. Might have needed it. Seraph's taken 192 spike damage. Stupid spike champ. I don't know, something about spikes on Wrathful Champ will always make me smile. No matter how dumb it is. I guess it's something like the enemies are running into your spikes like face first and dying stuck to you and becoming armor is how I see it. Like they're just sort of going and like that's now another layer of armor for the next idiot to run into the spikes. And Chad's just walking around like this big hulking thing with, you know, all these little angel birds sitting on the spikes in front of him as protective cushioning. Chad.